All right, this should work. All right, so yeah, one of the challenges I had this morning is yet another forced Microsoft update. So apparently the update has deleted all the microphone settings in the streaming software. So I guess I have to say it all again. I can't go back and do the full webcam. I can't go back and do the risk warning because I'd have to add all the microphones to those settings. So, hey, it's one of those great days to be alive. Yeah. Anyways, so I have to say the disclaimer again. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Right? Yeah, Mike, well, it's usually not that big of a deal, but it's just one of those days. Just one of those days. Okay? Yeah, but so I've been running, I've been up late, whatever. It's been a complicated 12 hours or maybe 15 hours. But anyway, so I am here. Yeah, I am here. So if I've let you down over the last 15 hours, I apologize. I did reschedule this morning's fundamental meeting. I don't know if you got the email, but I don't know if you saw your email, and it would have happened quite late last night because I realized I ain't going to sleep none. So anyways, life's complicated, but life is good. Life is great. Life is beautiful. So thank you for your patience. But good things are happening. Anyways. Thank you for being here. You're going to need an execution partner if you're going to be a trader and investor. You should look at an ECN because they have a business model that doesn't trade against you. They work for you, not against you. Check out Traders Way. They're good people. Honestly, good people. I've been working with them over 10 years, and they've never played weird games, never done anything strange, I mean, dude, they're good people. It's a good business model, the way it's structured. They only make money if you make money. How awesome is that? Because, look, if you're successful, you just keep trading for years and years and years, and that's in their best interest. Other brokers trade against you, and they laugh when you lose. So anyways, get yourself a good execution partner. You need to, for your success, you need good fundamentals, need good technicals, and you need good, you need a good team. Oh, look at that. I got to log in. You guys want to expand your small institutional trading business? Well, you could put me on your team as your economist. I need more coffee. You can get Jessica on your team. That's good with, true performance coaching and technique, but also an algorithmic background. So if you have questions about, the algo side of business, Jessica's on your team. You need someone that understands crypto. You put Brian on your team. You need a group leader to get advice and sharing strategies, but also the challenges of being a trader. Meta leads a group on Sundays. This is where traders just get together as traders. You need someone that understands the options market, someone with 10 or 15 years of trading Forex experience. You need someone that is an expert in price action to help you improve your timing and techniques. You got David Pegler on your team. If you're interested in trading stock indices like the S&P 500 E-minis, Peter Ward is now on your team, right? I've known these guys and gals for over a decade each. Peter, for example, for years and years and years and years has makes his living trading the S&P 500 E-minis. Now he's on your team as your guide. Like, dude, it's time to expand. You need to stop trading like an amateur, and you need to build a business around your trading. And you need good data, fundamentally and technically. And we have vol, we have sentiment, we have all this other amazing data, but you need a team, don't you? You want to have a good team, or do you want to just trade alone out of your mom's basement or in your kitchen? Well, even if that's the case, you still need to trade like you're a sophisticated institutional investor. Doesn't matter if you only got $5,000 or $50,000, right? Or $500,000 or $5 million. It shouldn't matter at all, because trading ends up being the same, no matter what your size is. So even if you're just got $5,000, you need to be institutional. Yes. So you need good infrastructure. You need a good team. You need good execution. I'm even going to work on a way to help you get funded too. So now you got money, honey. So anyways, stay close, stick with me. I'm going to make a positive difference in your Forex trading career. You might even name a baby after me. That's my goal. Everyone bring their Wayne baby to the conference, and we're going to have a big party. Oh, I love that. Hope that's so good. Be institutional or be institutionalized. Oh, Jim. No, I think you could do it, Jim. Yeah, Jim, you could do it. Yeah, anyways, let me remind you. Oh, we did all this. Well, I should still say it. No, well, at least you can look at it. NFA wants me to say trading and investing is risky. It may not be appropriate for you. You can lose money. Do not risk money you cannot afford to lose. There you go. All right. Oh, no. Did you see the CPI? So, yeah, I was running around doing, I've had a cray 15 hours, but did I stop and catch the CPI? Yes. The 0.5 versus 0.3? Yes. But, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. At our TRADARS meetings, in particular on the fundamental side, we've been evaluating inflation going up. Yesterday, in fact, on our fundamentals team, I actually logged into the Fed and pulled up the inflation data. So, we're red hot on that. My problem with this is the stock market. Now, this shows down, but it's not really down because we know it was 61 and now it's 6. So, but the stock market's down and the yield on the 10-year T-note is up, which means price is down. So the stock market's down and so this isn't what we want. We want our stock market to rally. But we're getting the non-correlation, and this is something at my on the CIA, the Council of Investment Advisors, which we had a meeting on Monday. We discussed our situation in which we're actually exposed to the 20-year, which has a similar but different but similar duration. That doesn't mean time. That means risk sensitivity to changes in interest rates. And so what today's CPI did was actually take out one of the two cuts, the June cut, which I talked about yesterday and on Monday, I think it was. And so I don't know if you've looked at the Fed funds futures market this morning, but it also shows you that the June cut has been removed, as we've already talked about, but now it's actually happened. There's only one cut on the table now, according to the Fed Fund futures market, and that's in December, which I've been talking about for months. So now it's here, and so you would have expected people to lock in the high rates, and they didn't. Oh, dang it. So the correlation between the S&P 500 and the treasuries is just not there. And that's what the CIA talked about on Monday. We need to design a strategy around that. We own it. The reason we own it is for the correlation, but it's not correlated the way it should. It's not inversely correlated. We bought it for the inverse correlation, and instead bonds are down and the stock market's down. Well, WTF? Yeah. Hey, Bitcoin at 95. Was anybody there? Was it last week? I guess it was Thursday last week. One of the things we talked about, because Bitcoin was at 101 or something, 101,000 or something like that. And I pulled out a chart and we did some analysis, and I showed a scenario in which this drops all the way back to 36,000, I think it was. Anybody here attend that meeting? Not that it would, but it could. It was on the chart as a plausibility. But it was more likely to come down to, I think it was 65,000. Yeah. And all of a sudden, we're down 10% since that meeting. Dude, oh my God, scary as heck, isn't it? Sky Killer says, would a Bloomberg terminal be helpful, or is it too much for FX? First of all, it's $2,200 a month. All right. The second thing is, does it offer more than Traders.com? Oh, yeah, certainly. They've been around for 30 years. Does Traders.com offer, let's say, more than 90% of what you need as a small institutional retail trader? More than 90%, yes. Am I adding a couple other things? Yeah. So you can go from $300 a month to $2,000 a month and get 2%, 3% more value. Bloomberg is amazing. So the question is, can I get us to about 95, 96, 97% of the value that you would get as a Forex trader? Arguably, yeah. Arguably. Well, to be frank, Sky Killer, Traders.com is designed to be a Bloomberg terminal for retail traders and investors. So that's where I'm going. So is it a good analytics tool like Bloomberg? Bloomberg's number one in the world, for sure. Okay? Traders is number two. We're right behind. All right, good. But Bloomberg also offers execution. They're a broker. I don't want to be a broker, but if I can tie in execution, wouldn't that be cool? Does Bloomberg give you money to trade? No. Well, what if I could get you money to trade on top of your money? Oh, so what if Traders.com offered fundamental analytics, technical analytics, market sentiment and news analytics, a team to support all the different needs that you have, just to, be your team, be your support infrastructure. What if there was execution? And what if there was funding? Okay. Wouldn't that be neat? Okay. Yeah, wouldn't that be neat? Well, I'm getting there. Give me some time. I gotta move. Give me the juice. They say I sound like a chulo. Yeah. So anyways, it's happening. Brothers and sisters, pump up the volume. Yeah. And then I'm going to sell it to Bloomberg for $1 billion. Yeah. Yeah. See, one of my goals is I want to buy a yellow Lamborghini. We throw a giant party and we all take pictures around the yellow Lamborghini, and then we give that yellow Lamborghini to charity. That's one of my goals. So when I'm 90, we'll sell out to Bloomberg so I can die with $1 billion in the bank and give away a Lambo to charity. And then that's that. It's the end of the world as we know it. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, that's fine. Dude, wouldn't that be killer to, like, on your last breath, you're holding your phone, you're in the hospital, you're laying in bed, and you're watching your bank account, and the transfer comes through. $1 billion. You're like, awesome. And then kick the bucket. Did it. Good enough. It's not about spending it. It's about creating value. Anyways. Yeah. I watch too many movies. Yeah, but that would be it. You're like, good enough. Time to go. Right? All right. All right. So off. And this is still on. Cray. Yeah, maybe, Lucas. Yeah. Whatever. I'm just having fun. That's it. Why are we building stuff like this? Because we're traders and we need it. In a way, I'm being selfish. I'm building all of this because I think it's necessary to be a success. I'm just sharing it. I'm also sharing the cost, of course, right? So cool. So this is us. We're just doing it because this is what we need. We need to succeed. Good. Right on. We're all on this journey together. So this is just us. This is for us. My kids do work, Hope, and they're both teenagers, and they both have retirement accounts, and they're both saving for their retirement. Yeah. My son's a teenager, for example. Bought his own car and buys his own toys and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't get anything from dad. He takes care of himself. He's a young man. And he puts $6,000 a year, which is the maximum, in a Roth IRA and invests it. Just that. We've done the math. He's going to have $2 million when he's 70. Just that. And then he's going to get a real job one day after school is done. He's done with university, and so he'll make, he's going to do math and engineering and finance. So I imagine his first job's going to be 150 grand and, and up from there, grad school and all that. So, he's going to have a good high paying career. I'm like, well, that's going to come with a 401k and corporate matching. When you're in grad school, you can pull money out of that Roth and buy an apartment, use it as a down payment for an apartment, get a 3-bedroom so you can have 2 roommates that are also in grad school paying down your mortgage for you. That's going to make you $1 million because you'll sit on it and you'll never sell it. Meanwhile, you have this 401k and you got a Roth and it's going to grow. And we did all the calculations and it comes out to about $20 million. Because he's starting as a teenager, maxing out his Roth IRA. It's simple math. It's only money. Yeah. It's only money. So it's not because I'm rich. It's because he's behaving, right? He's behaving in a way to become independently wealthy. It's not me, it's him. Now, there's some guidance on my part, but you have to do it. Okay? So right now he makes $1,000 a month and he puts 500 of it into his Roth IRA so he has money when he's 70. Dude, he's earning it. He's behaving like he deserves $20 million. There's a difference between knowing it, having it someone else do it for you, but actually doing it yourself. Okay? It's amazing, right? But that is true. Okay? Anyways, that's true. So it's only money. Money's easy. It's just math. It's simple math. Compound interest, time value of money. All right. Yeah, it's easy math, but you have to do it, don't you? Anybody else here saving 50% of their income to spend 50 years from now? I'm not. 50%? We save a lot, but 50%? No. McDonald family are big savers. All right. All right. So far, this is still good, but yeah, vol is going to increase. In particular, today, I think we popped, right? We popped on the CPI news, of course. And so this is, I think, going to be risk off, and we're taking out another cut. Like I said, we expected June to be taken out, and June was taken out today. So now the only cut on the table, according to the Fed Funds futures market, is December. Has anyone checked it out yet? Did you go to the Fed Funds futures market? Yeah, good. Well played, sir. Well played. So risk off currently, and there's still some hope on the longer run. Okay. Now, on Monday, the Council of Investment Advisors, we were considering buying into the stock market, and we were worried about things like Dow doing a double top. So if Dow is down today, then we made a good decision. But we sat on bonds with the assumption that if the stock market fell, maybe, just maybe, the value of each bond would go up and we'd have some capital gains, which we need. We need some capital gains on our bond portfolio. And it didn't happen. Boo! And that's our concern. So, yuck is all I can say. Yuck. This is very much the same as yesterday. There seems to be a lot of change afoot. Yens are up with negative score. Gold is down with a negative score, with a positive score. Okay, all that kind of stuff. So yesterday we spent an hour, I think we set it up here, our scalping of Aussie yen. Do you guys remember we went through the fundamentals and technicals? Do you remember that? And we found opportunities in Aussie yen. So we dropped into a 5-minute chart and we were scalping from 95.50, then 95.70, then 95.80, and our target was 96.20. Okay. I guess I got to get my drawing tools. It's going to be, see? You wake up and your machine is off. I'm like, what the hell? I never turn my machine off. Yeah. Thank you, Microsoft. Let me get this going. There we go. All right. So if you recall yesterday, Okay. Double bottom was an opportunity if you were already a bull. Okay. Then what? Then it made a higher high. So higher low. Okay. Breakout. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. We just keep going, right? So this actually started at 95. 95. 95.30. Another entry, right? 95.50. 95.60.6. Here's 70 or 80 was the next one. Okay. And meanwhile, we had a daily target of 96.20. All right. Does everybody remember that? Did that happen, or am I making that up? We started the process on this line here because this is London Open. This was New York Open. Okay. Anybody? Then when our live stream was done yesterday, then we went over to the live news squawk, and I sat there for another 2 hours giving a play-by-play. I guess it's probably still there. We should YouTube at TRADARS. It's probably still there to document everything.
MA resistance.
No, it doesn't go back that far. It doesn't keep it. That's too bad. Yeah, it looks like you get... So, guys, when I reschedule something, you do get an email. And so I rescheduled this morning's meeting. But I understand we all have our routines. So you wake up at the same time, you just log in and stuff. But it was in your email. So there's no documentation. Unfortunately, it doesn't hold it that far back. But I went minute by minute. And I went stop by stop, moving stop. Locked. I was moving my stop by as little as 0.7 and 0.8 pips at a time. And I would document it. So anyway, so what actually happened? Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Mamma mia, let me go. All right. So not only did we get to yesterday's target of 20, but we went beyond to the bigger target. Okay. What's the bigger target? What do we have up here? Check it out. You ready? We've had our sell trade there. Oh, it won't let me. There we go. Look at that. It hit that target and dropped like a ton of bricks. And we already had that planned days ago. Do you guys remember last 24 hours ago when we met in this live stream, we were talking about short-term long, but long-term short. Right? And look at that. This has been there for days. So now I have to go to other time frames to show you why. And now let me reset it. Okay. Okay. And I have this horizontal line. I have this purple area. I've drawn it out. So up. Now it's not a declaration of it's going to fall. It's more like if you're a longer term bear, this is where you would expect it to roll over. So now on a smaller time frame, like maybe an hour chart, which means later today or tomorrow, if this rolls over and becomes bearish, you're going to sell it because you're a bear on a daily. Do you have to be on every red candle to feel good about yourself in the morning? No. It's like this is an area where you'd expect it to roll over, and then you're going to sell it for 3 weeks. So now on a 1 hour, you wait for something as simple as moving average crossover that gives you permission to sell lower highs. And then you sell a lower high. Now you're done for 3 weeks. You don't have to be at the very top to feel good about yourself. You're good enough. You're smart enough. And gosh darn it, you're patient and disciplined. Cool. So anyways, in the last couple of hours, and in fact, quite recently, probably around the CPI idea, is we dropped like a ton of bricks into the moving averages. Let me get rid of the other fib. Where's the other fib? Oh, it's the big fib. Okay, I'll leave it. It dropped into the moving averages on this time frame and popped. Nice. So there's still day traders here. Okay, there's still day traders here. So you're going to trade it up or down? See, once you make a tactical decision, a strategic decision, and strategy is like up or down. Are you a bull or a bear? Most people can't really articulate a rationale for one or the other, and that's likely why they fail, and that's because they don't have conviction. They don't really know what's going on, so everything is scary. Everything is scary? You're going to lock yourself in the basement with Grandpa Biden? Right? Everybody's scary. Everything is scary. Look, you got to have a point of view. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, leave Grandpa alone. Yeah, you got to have a point of view. See, you shouldn't be afraid, but it's not because the cavalry is coming. It's not, the Marines are not going to come to save you. If you knew the Marines were coming to save you, and you're like, well, I got the Marines. You are the Marines. Yeah. You are the one with the discipline, right? So in this case, you have to know what you intend to do. That's the number one thing. Every quarter, every month, every week, every day, every intraday. You don't know what the future is, but you know what you intend to do. You have a plan, and your tactics are second to none. So once you've made a little decision like, let's say post-CPI, let's say you're a bull. Why? It doesn't even matter. Are you right? Is it going to make a higher high? We don't know. Okay? We don't know. But would you buy it? A dip. Done. That's one way to do it. I've decided to buy a dip. My tactics in this case, drop a limit order. Because maybe I'm not good at kicking the door down. So I'm going to automate it. I'm not good at pulling the trigger. I'm going to automate it. Send in the drone. Right? You're like, I'm not a very good sniper. One eye is nearsighted, the other eye is farsighted, and I can never remember which. All right, send in the drone. Yeah, whatever, right? So your tactic here is buy a dip. Or, of course, you use a different tactic where you do want to pull the trigger. You're like, no, 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 no. Leave this to me. I got this. Okay? Whatever. It doesn't matter. There's no pride in Forex. You just got to do what needs to get done. What's the target for today? Or this week, I mean. Well, this is part of our discussion yesterday when we were scalping. Did you guys like that lesson? Scalping on a 5-minute chart. It's just price action. Where's the other target? I can't see. I think it's right under that, isn't it? I think it's right there. It's precisely the 66. But so now if you're a bull, what you're saying is the strategy for a bull for the week was the high is either going to be this high or it's going to be this high. Which one? Nobody knows. So what's going on here? Well, someone bought the dip despite hitting the first target. Now, it wasn't precise, but we got to basically 97. Dude, we were starting this process at 95. Okay? This is a buy after a higher high. Where's the higher low? No, 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 no. Okay? So you started at 95. We got to 97. It's not bad. That's scalp. You could have done the scalping. I showed you. Every 90 minutes, you got another opportunity to buy in. Okay? Anyway, so now we got there. So what's the intent of people buying now? Well, they're going to go here to 97.50, 97.63. Cool. So are you in on it? Is that what you want? See, if you don't know that, then how are you supposed to trade? Now, some of you might say, well, I'm really worried that we double top and then we drop from here like the original long-term plan. So I'm waiting for that. Good. Is there going to be a sell in the next hour or two? No. Why not? Well, on this chart, it would top and then into the moving averages, and then top, and then below the moving averages, and then there. Well, hell's bells, that's going to take a day. But Wayne, I want to be in on the double top. Oh, well, that's wise. That's wise. I got you. That's a 50% retracement of the bigger move on the daily chart. Okay, that makes sense. And that is a profit-taking zone. Great. See, what happened here is we ran out of time. We were scalping long. We got to the first target. We were stuck here, very close to 96, very close to 96, very close to 96. Couldn't quite get it done, but it's because we ran out of time. London was closing. They don't add new trades, they remove trades. So we had to wait maybe, till Asia open. And guess what? Aussie moves in Asia. Oh, really? Yeah. And so, boom. London boys take it down. Why? Think of how simple this can be. I'm not saying trading is simple, but try to understand why things are happening. And then you'll realize there is simplicity inside the complexity. It's chaos, right? Chaos theory. What's happening here? Well, the London boys logged in. Price was high, near the target of the day or of the week. So they sold it. Why? Because you don't buy high, you sell high. So they logged in. They're like, oh, price is way up. Take it down. Cool. Then what did the New York boys do when they logged in? Oh, look, Aussie yen's down. Take it north. Now, does that explain everything? No. Oh, hey, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, so Kevin and I basically traded the Aussie yen long yesterday ourselves, and there was the up, down, buy, and then up, wait, and I got out here, and then walked away, because it's hours and hours and hours and hours, and then Asia opened, but I was doing other things. But yeah, so Kevin was there. He witnessed the whole thing. So Kevin, I was putting notes down like moving my stop by 0.7 pips. And 5 minutes later, moving my stop by 0.8 pips. 5 minutes later, moving my stop by 1.1 pips. Yeah, like not generally moving, but incredibly specific. I would say moving my stop to 95.7936. Because a tenth of a pip matters. I'm glad it isn't like 95 and 3/17. Right? Cool. So anyways, so what's your theory? Is it up from here or down? If you can't answer that, you're not a trader. And if you guess, well, you're also not a trader because you're just guessing. You're a gambler. Okay? So you have to be a decision maker. You have to be a boss. Once you have that down, then it's tactics. So using the military strategy, you need to be very good at kicking down doors and putting ammo into targets that represent the bad guys. Don't shoot the women and children. Don't shoot yourself in your own foot. Cool. Moment of truth. What do you think? Le flétulum. All right, let's go back to the analytics. Oh, by the way, you probably know my involvement with Peerless ETFs and their wheel strategy. Traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So if you want my team to trade for you, that's it. You just open up what do you have on your phone? What do you have? TD Ameritrade? What do you use? Robinhood? You just pull it up and buy it. Done. We work for you now. But even though we only IPO'd about 9 months ago, not even 9 months ago, 7 months ago, we're nominated for, where is it? Best New U.S. Equity ETF. Okay. Not bad for our first 7 months, right? By ETF.com. It's nice that people have noticed. Imagine there's hundreds of new ETFs. Hundreds. We're in the top 5, according to ETF.com. Okay. And then there's new issuer of the year. New issuer of the year. There we are. So ETF.com has nominated us for 2. So I'll be in New York City for the awards ceremony in April. So maybe it'll be an opportunity for us to get together, have a cocktail, and a cigar. Maybe meet up at the Harvard Club. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. But it's nice that other people noticed, huh? So out of hundreds and hundreds of new ETFs, you know, if there was only 100 new ETFs launched this year, then we're in the top 5%. But I believe there's been a lot more than 100. So really, I think we're already recognized in the top 1% of all new ETFs. I think that's pretty awesome. Cool. So if you guys want to meet up in New York City, and I think it's late April, which means it's not going to be terribly cold. It's not going to be terribly hot. Might be a good opportunity for us to do a get-together. Oh, right on. That'd be wonderful. Okay, let's go through, well, what do we care about at this point? PPI tomorrow might be interesting because PPI will tell us about the tariffs if the tariff stuff starts kicking in. So I don't think we'll see it yet, but I think throughout the year, we're going to pay a lot more attention to PPI than before. Okay. Bensu says, great idea. Yeah, you know, maybe once a year or so, maybe every 18 months, you know, I'll do a get-together in New York City. I used to go there a fair bit. And so once or twice, I've thrown parties on the roof of the Harvard Club in Midtown Manhattan with, you know, cocktails and some snacks and all that kind of stuff. And I give you a tour of the club, which is just ridiculous. And then we go out, and we've gone for, you know, I think both times we went to the Carnegie Club, which is next to Carnegie Hall. And it's, you know, very often live jazz and, well, it's a cigar place, so smoky cigars and fancy pants cocktails. And it's kind of just a fun night where we all just sit around as friends. Yeah. Let me show you the Harvard Club of New York City. Yeah. So this is where I stay now when I'm in the city. Yeah, that's the main room. It's the width or the depth of an entire city block. And it's about 4 stories high. Look at that, dude. Yeah, it's nice. There's our dining hall. Oh, yeah. So that's nice, right? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, of course it's nice. So anyways, we can meet up there on the rooftop deck. Is the idea. Anyways, tomorrow PPI will pay attention to that. Retail sales is huge too. But look at that inflation we got today. 0.5. Ouch. 3.0. Ouch. But we had that. Sky Killer says seems expensive. Well, you can't buy your way in. So the expensive part is, for me, yes, I have annual dues. Yes, I have to spend a certain amount of money every month on food. I don't even live in New York. But it was 5 years of Harvard education that was expensive. But Time is expensive. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, no, it's cool. You know, but you can't buy your way in. So it's actually not expensive to be a member. You just have to be a Harvard grad. And no, not taking an online class counts. You have to have a degree. Okay. I have a certificate. No, you don't. Anyways. All right. Let's do some technicals. All right. Yes, Guy Killer. Well, you know my story. Man, I'm getting off track today, but I'll tell you what. When I first started, in the early days of FX Bootcamp, every so often, I would host live trading groups where we'd get together in a hotel in New York City. It was almost always New York City. Sometimes it was Vegas. But I'd be in New York City, so I'd send out an email to FX Boot Campers, and I'm like, hey, let's get together in a hotel and trade together as a group, like 5 people, right? I'm like, we'll get together, and we'll just trade the London, New York session together. We'll just get together for 12 hours and trade as a group, and we can do it live, and I'll walk you through step by step. Cool, right? Yeah, so I like old hotels. I don't like Ritz-Carltons. They're too sterile. I like old hotels. So I found one in New York City, Midtown. I think it's called the Algonquin, I think it was called. And it was old. And there was some history there. They used to have a jazz club in the hotel called the Redwood Room, and that's where the beatniks would meet and write poetry and smoke pot and whatever back in the 60s, I guess it would have been. So it had some culture, and it was a beautiful old hotel, an old Grand Dame. So I rented that, one of the big suites in that hotel, and we had 5 or 6 people come over, and we traded the night. So this was, 15, 16 years ago. Well, when we were done, I decided I'd like to walk around New York City, and we're only a couple of blocks away from Bryant Park, which is my favorite park. So I'm like, I'm going to walk over there. But Wayne being Wayne, I like to stop and read all the little historical signs that are outside the buildings in New York City. There are many, like just every third building in New York City has a little historic plaque that tells you its history. New York City is amazing. So I'm walking down this street, and we get to the New York City Yacht Club, and there's a plaque, and I read about it. And it's a beautiful building. Oh, my God. And, the most powerful New Yorkers have been members, presidents of the United States, governors of the state of New York, mayors of the New York City, billionaires. They're all members of this New York City Yacht Club. Oh, so I'm reading about it. I'm like, that is cool. Well, I'm just a poor boy from the Canadian prairies. Like, I didn't grow up like that, right? So anyways, so I start walking, and I get to the next building, and I'm like, oh, what plaque is this? And it says, this is the Harvard Club of New York City. And it writes down the history. 150 years ago, they built, some alumni got together and built this building, and it's got, racket courts and gyms and a hotel and, all this history. And I'm like, oh, wow. But the door was locked, but I actually walked up the 2 stairs, and I made sure no one saw me. It was a little embarrassing, but I looked through the glass, and I just wanted to see what it was like. And I remember very clearly thinking, once again, I'm just a poor boy from Saskatchewan. Now I'm wearing a nice suit, and I'm trying to be an important person, and I'm doing my best to get ahead in life as a Forex trader, right? But then I'm kind of humbled in that moment where I look through the glass, like, this literally I was never given this opportunity. And I'm outside peering in, and I think to myself, I think I could have made it if I had that opportunity as a child, if I wasn't in rural Saskatchewan, if my family had told me like that kind of education was important and studying was important and I should do that. But I didn't know anything. I don't think I even have heard of Harvard when I was a kid. So now I'm a young adult, I'm 30 something, and I'm looking through the glass from the outside looking in. And I think to myself, I think I could have done it. And then I walked away, walked down the street toward, you get to the end of the corner, turn right, and you're walking toward Bryant Park. But it kind of hit me like, I would have liked that test. I would have liked the opportunity, but I was just never given the opportunity. I'm like, I think I could hang with these Harvard boys, but I don't know. Maybe they are smarter than me. Maybe they are. I don't know. And I wish I had the opportunity, but it was just not in the cards. I'm always going to be on the outside looking in. Isn't that killer? 10 years later, I have 2 degrees from Harvard, and I'm an A student with distinction. Kicked ass at that school because I tried hard. And it was, really, it was quite a moment in time. That really happened. I kind of had a sinking feeling in my stomach when I kind of like, never had a shot. I would have liked the opportunity. And I got it. And I did it. And that, to me, was just amazing. Yeah. It was like the closest feeling that I can think of is I was bullied in elementary school in around the 4th and 5th grade. And I had to avoid my typical path to going to school because this bully would beat me up. And I was small at the time. So anyway, so it gets to be a problem, and there's some other things going on in my life. So I ended up changing schools. And over the next year or two, I grew big. I grew fast. I'm not big now, but I was big then. I was a foot taller than all my friends and probably 50 pounds heavier than all my friends. So I got really big, really young. And we were on I was playing volleyball, I think it was. And we went back to my old school. And I'm like, oh no, John's going to be there, my bully. And I was scared. And I'm like, well, I got to go. And sure enough, John is there, my bully, beating me up 10 times, maybe more. Well, I'll do the short version of this story. I saw fear in his eyes when he saw me, and I'm like, really? And then I realized I'm big now. So after the game, I chased him down and beat the crap out of him. And I still remember the fear in his eyes. And I beat the crap out of my bully. My childhood bully. I had the opportunity. And I did. Now, I'm not condoning violence, but boy, did that kill a lot of monsters in the closet, huh? That's the closest feeling. Yeah! Oh, I can't be a Harvard boy? Let me show you what I got. Yeah. John McMillan beat the crap out of him that day. With all my friends watching. I felt so good. So anyways, technicals. Let's see what's going on. Okay, pop. What? And then what about in America? drop, pop. Now, what do these patterns say? Remember, I don't know the future. These are not signals. These are patterns. Okay? These are patterns. What does the pattern mean? If we make a lower low, then this double top is confirmed. Okay, so you wait for the retracement, and then if you want to be a bear on NASDAQ, this is how you would trade it. Okay, it's a trap and break. Okay, that's all that means. Now, in the last 2 hours, it gave you the heads up, okay, that it was likely to break, and it broke. Did it get all the way down to 21,379 or lower? No, but it got pretty close. Now it's retraced all the way back. So, if you were going to trade to the sell side, you want to look at this price area, this price area. The moving average is helpful. The role reversal. What used to be support becomes resistance. So if, because this is not a prediction, but if you were a bear, this is now your next trade. Okay, you see the divergence? Some of you might like that. Okay, you see? They're not predictions, they're not alerts. You were the I don't know, the algo, the AI, whatever you want to call it. It noticed the break, it gave you the heads up 2 hours ago. Something was likely to happen to the downside. Now remember, it doesn't actually have a chart. So even though it displays charts and it displays candles, the only thing we get is price and time data. So we're developing these candles as prices come in. So it just noticed the price was wicking to make a lower low, and then it was lower low. So it's giving you a heads up. There seems to be on the 30-minute chart some sort of breakout to the downside, and it's being identified as a double top. So heads up, sell the lower high. You don't sell the breakout. You don't sell this. And that's what most gurus tell you to do. Let it break, put your sell order here. And then they're so happy you got 5 pips profit. Yeah, you know what? I'm a trend trader. Let it break, let it pull back, sell at the same price, but not on the break, on the retest, and catch that. And now you have a new trend. So even though I can scalp like nobody's business, I'm a macroeconomic trend trader. So that is happening. You do you. Dow, ascending triangle. Okay? Is that strength or weakness? Okay, in the description below today's video, there's 20 examples of how to do SWOT analysis on these patterns. 20 examples. You download them, you print them out, and now you have flashcards. It's not a sales pitch. I'm not going to put you on a sequence of trying to upsell you other stuff. I'm just giving you the download. Okay? So analyzing what this pattern is showing is strength. Is this an opportunity or a threat? It's an opportunity. 16 hours ago, This chart was printed, and it's a daily chart. So if this is going to continue, so it's strength, it's an upward move, and the next leg is bullish. But here's the thing. If you bought it low, so it came out down here at the right, 16 hours ago, what's the target? 45.08? No, not really. That's just where the resistance is. That's the next challenge. What's the actual target? It's trending, bro. What's the target? Infinity and beyond. That's just where the end of the next leg. So the next leg could be here, then here, and then here. Well, why aren't we predicting the breakout? Well, there's no prediction here. We're just showing you there is an ascending triangle, and that's the shape of the triangle. Now, knowing the pattern, your general assumption is, okay, this is trending up. At some point when we get close to the apex, it'll continue north. Cool. This is only telling you where the resistance is in the triangle. Again, not a prediction. It's as factual as you can get. This seems to be developing, and this pattern is an ascending triangle. Generally accepted principles of technical analysis. It recognizes it's an ascending triangle, and it just says, well, the next leg of this ascending triangle is that it's going to go, and let me make this thinner. It's going to go up. Okay, then what's the next leg? Down. Is that an opportunity or a threat? Well, it's a threat because it could reverse. It doesn't know. We're not predicting the future. It's just showing you how this pattern is forming. But if it turned north again, is that an opportunity or a threat? That's an opportunity because at some point, it probably will do something like that. Well, we'll lose the ascending triangle. It'll disappear. What will it be replaced with? Support. Okay. And resistance. But it's a trend now. It's a form of channel. And we'll drop the ascending triangle because, well, it was happening, then it did happen. Well, once it's happened, where does it go? It goes over here to the scalping tool. Meanwhile, this ascending triangle, it's kind of like a pennant, right? But see, a pennant is lower highs and higher lows. This would be a pennant, right? Similar but different. So anyways, it's just showing you, hey, that's happening. Now you have to put 2 and 2 together and make decisions. This is on a daily chart. This could be up for 3 months. What this is suggesting is, if this is ascending triangle, because remember, it's only forming. It's not predicting that it'll happen. It just kind of looks like it is happening. So we're keeping an eye on it. But what it means to me is don't sell it. What it means to me is the market wants to triple top. We were worried about a double top, triple top. What this means to me is if it does make a higher high, and then I would expect a higher low, my retirement account will buy the Dow. We will use this to make investment decisions for the long run. If that happens. But that's the same as a trade. Well, we're going to invest with that knowledge too. In fact, the Council of Investment Advisors decided not to buy this on Monday because we were worried about this. And we were worried that it was going to go this and this and this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So right now it's holding its own. Good. Well, we didn't know that. Did we know this? How could we know that? We don't know the future. But can we be concerned about a double top? And then we look at seasonality and say, well, often between, sort of this, between February and April, that's 90 days. That's a lot, right? In those 90 days, is there a high probability, higher than normal, let's say, of the Dow coming down? Well, if the answer to that is yes, then would you be worried about a double top? Oh my God, yeah. Because if there was a higher probability of this, well, I want to stay in cash. So this is appropriate for investors as well as traders. And did we actually use this in the CIA? Oh, yeah. Faux show. Yeah. Oh, faux show. Okay, S&P 500. Are we worried about it? Yes. What's the current daily pattern? It's a rising wedge. Okay? So, strength, weakness, opportunity, or threat. Does this pattern, does this exhibit strength or weakness? Does the pattern represent strength or weakness? We have one answer. Are you guys afraid to get the answer wrong? I can pop a poll if you prefer. Yeah, it's definitely strength. So 7 days ago, did this say, is it an opportunity or a threat? 7 days ago, which can be translated into buy the dip or not buy the dip. What did this suggest 7 days ago? 7 days ago. Yeah, it was an opportunity. Buy the dip. Yeah. Okay. We can open it up. And 7 days ago was the vertical line. And we had some down. Looks like more of a roll reversal. This is the old support. Okay. And now we're up through here. So, right? Boom, 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 boom. Higher high, higher low. So this is the next leg, isn't it? See, the candles are open after the pattern had formed. So imagine this. We had down, lower high, down, lower high, lower low. Okay, this is important, isn't it? Then the next part of the pattern is it went up and made a higher high. Higher than this one? No. Higher than this one? Yes. So it's a breakout. So the way I teach is you take this high now and you drag that across. Okay? And you can use Fibonacci, you can use daily pivots, but let's call this a 382, a 50%, and a 618. That seems about right, huh? All right. So you're in a buy a dip scenario, but you need it to drop because we're still here. So it drops 382, it drops 50%, it drops 618. Cool. Then breaks up again. Then, only then, do we get this aha, because this was respected and made a higher high than the previous one. Cool. So like this higher high, there's another higher high, right? Or in this case, you expect a higher low, higher high. You're in this version now, post breakup. And the assumption at that point is this will break and will become support there. So buyable, and in the future buyable, because now we're going to extend this bottom, okay, to this in the future. And we're going to get closer and closer to an apex. And because of the pattern, we would expect at some point, not only will it break, okay, but it'll break this way. Okay. The closer to the apex, the more reliable. Okay. Is that over-analysis? Yeah, it's probably over-analysis, right? That's how I see it. But you should just look at this and say, rising wedge, that shows strength. This pattern is bullish. The next leg is up. That's an opportunity. Done. The rest is about knowing how to trade. So if you look at this like a signal and you don't know how to trade, you are going to fail. Even if we give you the goose that lays the golden egg, you're likely to eat the goose. So your belly is fat one day, and then what? I'm like, dude, you could have just collected the golden eggs and eaten every day. Yeah, well, I can't wait. I'm hungry now. All right. All right. So anyways, sorry for today's complexity, but I hope our time together, how long was it? Did we spend an hour? 9:30? We got 9. Well, we spent more than an hour today, right? So anyways, so thank you for checking in with me. Sorry for bringing, like I said, a level of complexity that I usually don't bring, but the last 15 to 18 hours have been complicated, running 15 things at once. But everything is good. Everything is right as rain. Yeah, so don't worry. I got a big meeting later today. I got some big projects I'm working on. Will there be a no? No. But there will be tomorrow, Sky Killer. Yeah. Once again, I canceled today's if you want to call it QB, right? But it's of course at traders.com now, but I did cancel it and rescheduled it, and you know, paid subscribers did get emails. So I understand though that we're very especially early in the morning. You're rolling out of bed, at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or whatever, and you head to the room and you haven't even had time to check the email from last night. And I get it, but not much more than I can do for that. So yeah, but hey, you know what? Why don't you zip over to the headline news radar? Let me get that link for you. youtube.com/TRADARS. I got another bill yesterday, $500. So not only did it cost me many thousands of dollars to build this, I've spent many thousands of dollars running it. So I'm not charging anything. Yeah, it'd be great if you used it, and it'd be great if you subscribed. Okay? It's a very, very, very good tool. It truly is. It's really, really cool. So I hope you use it. Please use it. And while you're there, subscribe and like and do what you can to help promote it. I would appreciate it. Yeah, Glenn, but these were forced ones, so I believe they are turned off. They usually are, but maybe not. But these are the ones that even if that auto update is off, it still does it. But it's not usually a problem. So, right, it's usually not a big deal. So, anyways, hey everybody, I got to jump, babe. That was real. Peace on earth. Ooh, look how strong I am. Yeah, I beat up my childhood bully. Peace on earth. I do not condone violence, but sometimes it's necessary. Peace, right? Like a boy named Sue. That's such a great song. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Thank you for your time.